the catastrophic damage from Hurricane Ian, as at least 78 people are now confirmed dead.
Residents in Fort Myers who were directly hit by the storm being warned now they may be homeless for months. Florida Congressman Greg Steube has been helping cleanup efforts in his district, and he joins us now. Congressman, that is a tough reality to hear, that your life upended just like that. How are the people in your district holding up?
Well, Floridians are resilient. We're obviously used to hurricanes, but certainly not what impacted my district in West Florida. I was able to tour Hardee County, DeSoto County, and Charlotte County yesterday, and the devastation in Arcadia, we still haven't gotten the floodwaters completely gone in homes yet. They are seeing the tops of mobile home trailers that they didn't see a couple of days ago because the floodwaters were that high. So unfortunately, I think that death count is going to continue as law enforcement is able to get into places that we haven't even been able to physically get into because the water has been so high.
Well, I know also last time we spoke to you before the storm hit, it was on Wednesday, the day that it all came crashing down. You said that you represent the most elderly district in the country. So there are a lot of vulnerable people in your district. How are they doing? Is there a greater concern in your district than others because of that?
There is, and hopefully they heeded my calls and the calls of others if they were in those barrier coastal communities, barrier islands, to evacuate. They were all very hard hit because of the storm surge. In the northern part of my district, it was north of the eye, didn't have as much storm surge, but obviously, as you've seen pictures just south of Charlotte Harbor in Fort Myers and Fort Myers Beach, they got hammered with the storm surge. So hopefully they heeded the evacuation calls. The priority on power is obviously hospitals first, and then nursing homes and rehab facilities. A lot of those are back up. All of our hospitals are up. A lot of the nursing homes and rehab facilities are up. I still personally do not have power. We're at about 500,000 that still do not have power, but that pales in comparison to the 2 million Floridians that didn't have power when the storm hit. So everywhere you go in my district, you see a line truck, power companies trying to get out and get power to people, trying to get some semblance of life back. But there are places in my district that will never be the same and certainly never look the same.
And that's the sad reality we are facing and you are facing, Congressman. Meantime, I want to get your thoughts on this. Fears growing that Russian President Vladimir Putin will resort to nuclear weapons after facing criticism from close allies and mounting losses on the battlefield. How worried should the average American, who's not necessarily locked into global politics but knows that nukes equal bad, how worried should the average American be as to what a trapped Putin will do?
Well, you know, he's been saying this for, months now, that he was going to pull the trigger on tactical nukes and trying to use that to bully nations not to help Ukraine. I think a lot of countries have called his bluff on that. I don't think he's stupid enough to do that, because if he does, he knows that NATO allies around there and the other European countries, along with the United States, are going to respond. If you are launching tactical nukes on Ukraine, there's going to be a response to that. I don't think he's going to go that far. But I will say this. We need to be focused on America. We have given $65 billion to Ukraine. Why don't we focus on the Floridians down here that have been catastrophically hurt by what just occurred with this hurricane and send some of that funding down here to Americans and not be focused on places like Ukraine.
Congressman Greg Steube, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're thinking about you and everybody in your district and across Florida.
Yeah, keep us in your prayers.
Absolutely. We saw the images of Sanibel Island, and it's just, like they said, in complete disarray. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
With that, Fox and Friends begins right now. Bye-bye.